leading this month's meeting.
Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here on time. We've got a lot to do today, so let's get started. Now, everyone's here apart from John in facilities, but we have apologies from him.
Yeah.
Has everyone got a copy of the agenda? Good. Okay, can I draw your attention to item 4, where it says presentation of online survey results? The presentation is going to be given by Miss Patricia Reyes, who is a representative of the research company we contracted to carry out the work. Now, Miss Reyes will arrive at 11:30, so I plan to break at about 11:15 to give her time to set up. It may also mean that we need to interrupt the first few agenda items, but we'll come back to those. And lastly, I'd like to leave a little bit of time under any other business to discuss whatever might come out of the presentation. Okay, so item 1 is relocation and plans for flexible working. Now, as you know, Paul and his team have been working on plans to extend flexible working hours across the company. So, Paul, perhaps I can begin by asking you to fill us in on your progress.
Sure, thanks, Marcus. Well, as Marcus said...
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Paul. On behalf of everyone, I'd like to say thank you to you and to your team for all the hard work that you've put in so far on this project. I really appreciate it. Before we move on to item 2, are there any comments anyone would like to make on item 1? No? Maya, I'm aware that flexible working hours has a particular impact on some of your team. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, from my point of view, what Paul is proposing sounds fine. I am a bit concerned about working with a system of core hours and then flexible hours, but I think we all need time to read through Paul's proposal in more detail before discussing it any further.
Okay, well, that sounds reasonable. And what do other people think? And do you agree with Maya that we need to look through the proposal in more detail first? Yes? Okay, right, well, I'm sure we can return to it at next month's meeting. Okay, good. Are we all okay to move on to the next point? Right, so the up-and-coming board meeting. Now, we don't need to spend too much time on this, but there are 1 or 2 issues which we need to be aware of. Lydia, can you warn me if we go beyond 10 minutes on this one? So those 2 people will be replacing the 2 members of the board who are leaving us. And that's everything, I think, on item 2. So right, moving on to item 3 and the cost breakdown for the relocation. Now, Maya, thank you very much for emailing the current figures to all of us. I hope that we've all had time to look at them, to read them through. Maya, is there anything that you want to add before I open this up for questions?
Not really. Nothing's changed since it was sent out, as far as I know.
Are there any questions arising from Maya's report? Matt, you look as if you might have a question.
Yes, I suppose I do. Well, it's more of a comment, really. The fact is, IT will have the highest costs attached to this relocation in terms of moving equipment, and I'll also need to bring quite a few contract people to help. But the figures in here don't seem to be the same as the estimates I gave you. It's all going to require a lot of overtime in my department.
Well, I have allocated some of the costs to the budgets of other departments. That seemed the fairest way to do it. Otherwise, as you say, IT is responsible for a large part of the relocation costs.
So do you mean any IT cost related to, say, marketing will be covered by the marketing budget?
Yes, in a way. Look, this might help clarify it. You see, I've broken the IT department up into segments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we continue this discussion after lunch? The lady from the research company is waiting to join us and to present her results. But before we take a break, I just want to summarise where we are so far. Now, my understanding is that Maya has tried to allocate the relocation costs across departments as far as is possible, but that Matt feels that IT is still taking too many costs. Is that right?
That's about right.
Good. Okay, let's take a break now, and can we all be back here promptly at 11:30 to continue where we left off? Lydia, could you bring Miss Reyes up, please?
Yes, I will do.
Quartz Power Group is an energy company based in the UK.
How are you?
Marcus, the managing director, wants to discuss the company's sales figures. He is meeting Maya, the finance director, David, the sales and marketing director, and Anna, the customer services director.
Now, you all know why I've called this meeting. Sales figures for our region are down, and we need to address this as soon as we can. So I'd like to start by asking Maya to talk us through the figures. Okay, Maya?
Fine.
And then we can take a look at the products we're offering and compare them with the competition. So, Maya, over to you.
Thanks, Marcus. Well, I've prepared some handouts to show you how the figures are looking. If we look at sales year to date... So, in order to meet budget this year, we will, in my opinion, have to start some cost-saving measures.
What do you mean by that? Redundancies?
That's one possibility.
I can't agree with you there. We need a strong workforce.
Okay, thanks, Maya. Look, cost-cutting is something that we need to think about. But we also need to stop the downturn in sales and regain market share. So can I bring you in here, David? Any comments?
Well, it's hard to know what the problem is. Our products are competitive.
So they're not getting better offers from the competition?
I don't think so. How about I talk you through our offers at the moment? I've prepared some handouts.
Yes, go ahead. It'll be good to look at the details. Okay, thanks, David. That was all useful information. So, Anna, can we turn to you now? Do you have any ideas why this downturn is happening?
Well, it's true we are seeing a decrease in custom in our region. There's also been an increase in customers cancelling new contracts within 14 days.
But do you know why? Do the customers say why they don't like our offers? I personally feel that this is vital information. I mean,
if I can finish what I was saying, I'd like to suggest we review our customer account procedures from first contact to after-sales care. I mean, perhaps it would be a good idea to start with that and see if the sales figures improve.
Thanks, Anna. What do you two think of that?
Can I make another suggestion? I think we need to see the whole picture from the customer's point of view. A customer survey, perhaps?
That would be a big project. It would need a project team, which means taking staff from other departments.
Actually, I was thinking about hiring an external researcher. Get a neutral view on our position in the market and customers' views on us.
Oh, I like that idea. I think it could be very useful information.
Which department pays for it, though?
We can talk about that in a minute. Do you agree in principle, though, that we need to understand the cause of the problem?
Yes, I suppose so.
Good. David, could you look for a market research company we could work with on this?
Sure.
Great. Well, let's move on then, shall we?